Guys, my name is Tony, and you are watching Faith and Coffee Bean. So, one thing I always say this if you watch this video later on, please know you're watching a live video. This is a live stream. Y'all, I live stream this on my phone. I do it vertical because that's how most people watch live streams these days. So, if you like watching people make coffee and you like to see me make some mistakes here and there, please hang out with me. You guys, I've said this before. I am a coffee nerd in every single way. I'm a coffee geek. I'm not a coffee expert in the sense I'm not a paid professional. I'm somebody's dad. Hey, Alexis, how's it going, brother? I'm somebody's dad, and I like to goof around and make coffee with y'all. And I try to go live 2 or 3 times a week. That's kind of my goal. I don't really have a set time frame. So make sure that you like and you subscribe and you've hit that bell notification, especially if you want to hang out, because guys, it's kind of random when I go live. So I definitely appreciate you hanging out with me for sure. But hey, guys, if you saw the thumbnail, I kind of wanted to talk about, are we living in the age of budget espresso grinders that are actually cafe quality and capable of making espresso at home? I mean, I kind of think we are, guys. I've been able to get quite a few in the last like 3 or 4 months grinders in here that have just been really game changer grinders. And I think right now, if you're a person that really wants to get into espresso, I can't even think of a better time to start making coffee at home, because tools like what we have right now are better than I've ever seen ever. And y'all, I've kind of been around a long time. I'm in my mid 40s, okay? When I first started working in a cafe, I was 20 years old and I was in college. I was studying to be a pastor. I was in Bible college and wanted to change the world and make everyone, have a great life and all that good stuff. And I got the coffee bug. And I think about what I used back then. Back then, I've said this before. I used a Super Jolly. I was actually looking into Super Jollies because someone had messaged me over the video I did over this grinder. Okay, and they put a comment where they were like, "Yeah, I'd rather have a Eureka, or I'd rather have I forget what was the other one they mentioned, but they said Eureka was one of them." And the truth is, guys, if I could afford a Eureka, I would buy a Eureka, y'all. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for the Eureka that I would be looking for, we're talking about $1,500. $1,500 is more than I spent on my first car. My first car I got for 700 bucks. I bought a Chevy, actually $800 for the Chevy Impala. My first car was actually that was my first car. My first truck was a Nissan Datsun for 700 bucks. So to think about spending $1,500 on a grinder when like back in the day when I was a kid in like the 90s in high school, like I could buy a car, that's kind of nutty. But don't tell my wife I said this. I might just do that someday. But even something like a Super Jolly, I was looking to secondary market on eBay, and you're looking anywhere from $500. Someone had one in my local market here in Florida for $250 for Super Jolly, but they point blank said it wasn't working, y'all. It wasn't working whatsoever. So it was like a repair job, and they were still selling it for 250. So again, not trying to throw shade at anybody or anything like that, but my comment to the person who wrote that was, I wish I could afford one of those. And if you can, great. That's super cool. And that's kind of the thing. Grinder like this, you're talking about $250 right now on special, where anything that comes close to it is, 1,500 bucks. So, guys, that's kind of what I'm saying. Are we living in the crazy golden age? I think we are. I definitely think we are. So when I do these lives, I want to go ahead and make my first shot of espresso with you in the morning. So let me just kind of show you guys. This is what we're working with today. I'm working with my Gaggia Classic Pro. I showed this in my last live stream the other day. I just got this OEM Gaggia bottomless portafilter. And one of the things I didn't realize is that this basket, not the basket that's in here, but the basket that came with it was actually a 3-shot basket. And when I was pulling my 18 grams, oh, this isn't it. I just set the basket down. When I was pulling my 18 grams, I was noticing there was a lot of headspace. I think this might be the basket. And this is their LF for uh, large basket. But this is a 3-shot basket. It's a 21-gram basket. So that's why there was so much headspace in that video that I was making. But that's pretty cool, the fact that these are coming with that, the 21 grams. So today, I actually have an IMS basket. This is a big shot basket. This is actually a competition grade basket. I got this from Very Barista. They're awesome. If you are looking for any gear, go to my Amazon storefront page. I definitely have this listed there. They're awesome. So we're going to be pulling a shot today with that big boy basket. At least I know how to properly fill it. So I have the Gaggia getting nice and hot. Let's go ahead and pull a big shot. And I'm just trying to decide what I want to pull a shot with today. Kind of been oh yeah, there we go. I got an idea. Someone was asking me if the Shardor, the new one, if it can do light roast, and I'm gonna tell you guys it can. Let's start off with some light roast today. So I got some light roast, the last of the bag here. So this is Rwanda light roast. It's not anything special, not in any way. This is Amazon fresh. You know, this is not highfalutin coffee. This isn't your crazy, expensive single origin. This is about as cheap as you can get it. But I did want to go ahead and run some light roast through it. And then I noticed something the other day when I was doing this. My blind shaker fits perfect right underneath it. So we're going to be using the blind shaker. That's a 51 millimeter blind shaker from MH Bomber. And I really do recommend them for the blind shakers. They do a really good job. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we have, I'm pretty sure we do, 18, actually we're going to do 20 grams. Again, 20-gram basket. So let's do a pretty big shot here. And I think we're going to definitely pull this with more than just the normal 30 that I usually do. I'm going to, because we're putting in, well, right at 21, that's pretty good. Let's take this down to, yeah, I'll leave it at 21.1. That's fine with me. I know this basket could take it, and that about does this bag for me. So I'm cool with that, y'all. I hope we get this shot right because I don't have enough to really do another shot. So I'm hoping I can get this dialed in pretty correctly. So I recently was using this for Lavanza, but I kind of have a feeling it's going to be pretty similar as far as dialing in. So let's do some RDT. And guys, hey, I just want to tell you so much how much I appreciate you. Remember, like and subscribe. I think I'm like 10 people away from being up to 10,000, and that's crazy. I'm telling you guys, I'm somebody's dad. I'm not some paid professional. I'm a home hobbyist in every way, and it's just really cool that y'all are hanging with me. I'm telling you guys right now from the bottom of my heart that it really means a lot to me, and I have loved doing this. It's really because of y'all. I've had a lot of brands reach out where they'll send me stuff to review. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's because of you guys, and I really like that. It's just been fun. This last year or so doing this has really been kind of a game changer. I was joking with my wife the other day. In my day job, I run a department for a company, and I literally run multiple call centers. I guess that's the best way to put it, throughout the country and even parts of the world. And I kind of do this crazy insurance job for underwriting and all just wild stuff that I don't want to bore you on. Um, but I like doing this more. I like making coffee more. So it was just funny because I was telling her the other day, she's like, "Well, you do a lot of videos." I'm like, "Yeah, but I have fun." This isn't my job. This is my passion project. Um, but I have lots of fun. I have fun because of y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do this. I really need to get the time set on this because it's not set right. Yep. See, I really needed to. I I got to get it set where it just set because every time I do this, I have to do it manually, and there's a way to do it, but the manual is a little weird. So, and my other one, the Shardor, the original, the settings aren't that complicated. There we go. Nice. Oh, wow. Filling this thing to the brim. So, one of the things I'm going to tell you guys is this. If you look inside, there's a lot of chaff and there's a lot of just kind of nastiness. Now, this is the reason why I bring this up. This is Amazon Fresh. Okay. This is what I'm saying. This is not snotty, highfalutin stuff. This isn't fancy pants. When you tend to get more commodity or more supermarket style beans, that's the kind of stuff that you could really expect, you know? And I kind of say that because, I always like to, I don't know, tamper expectations and kind of be very real with y'all. Where something like this, I use a lot of good as gold, and this is why you really should support your local roasters. If you have a local roaster you really trust in your area, definitely check this out. Let me just kind of show you. So I'll put this back in here. But as you can see, and I'm over to the bottom of this bag. Whoops. Are you seeing any of that stuff in there? No, you're not seeing broken parts. You're not seeing, chaff. It's clean. And again, this is not a put down on Amazon. I actually get a lot of Amazon Fresh. I'm all about finding stuff at a budget, but this is where you're going to get that superior quality and that superior product with your local roasters. And look, these guys, I could get them on Amazon. I know this is family business. I know they've been around since 1969. So that's pretty awesome. But definitely think about that and have those expectations. I am not one to say, oh, I want a bargain. But I like to experiment too. So, oh my goodness gracious, this is crazy. I'm all down for cheap, but I just always going to say, make sure you have the right expectations. Okay, so I put this right directly into my blind shaker. Just want to make sure I have everything, yeah, leveled in correctly. There we go. All right, let's give this a little bit of a shake. Then we'll do our prep. Yeah, for a long time, I actually did this the wrong way. And until someone wrote a comment on there being like, hey, buddy, you don't need the WDT when you do this. This is the point of doing it. Now, I am giving it a pretty good shake because I've really overfilled it. I think this is only rated for like 20 grams, and this is 21. So I definitely want to give it a good shake. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's do some puck prep here with this. There we go. Get this down low so y'all could see it. All right, let's get portafilter out. Again, IMS basket for those of you joining me right now. This is from Very Barista. This is an Italian-made basket. This is a competition grade, high precision, rated at 20 grams. I'm putting 21 in there because I know it can handle it. Okay, and this is the official OEM, basically portafilter for my Gaggia. Okay, so let's just go ahead. There we go. What did it make a mess? Not too bad. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. The way this thing fits in there, it actually fits really perfect. That's one of the coolest things. Okay, let's go ahead. Give this a little bit of a tap here just to even it out, and then we'll do the distribution. Dang, that is so hot. I've let my Gaggia on there for a while. Okay. And again, not doing WDT because I use the blind shaker. And guys, I do like doing WDT. I typically don't use the blind shaker that much. Those of you who watch me. I think it's cool though. All right, let's give that a tamp. Nice. Like the way that looks. Gonna go ahead and do the puck screen right up top. Pull our first shot. First shot with you, my friends. Have not had any coffee today at all. All right. Let's go ahead and grab a fresh cup. And this is going to be a pretty big shot because we got more coffee. I'm almost going to aim for, where we do 30, I want about 45. That's sort of kind of sticking a little close to the 1-to-2 ratio, but a little more than what I usually do. Okay. All right, guys, here, let me get you a little closer if I can. See if that works. Get it a little to the side here. All right, let's go and pull this shot. I hope I got this dialed in, y'all, so much. Yes! It's going a little bit too fast, though. Dang it. Oh, look at that overspray. Oh, my goodness. That is terrible. Oh, my goodness. Please don't do that. Whatever you do, do not copy me on that one. Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you do a live. Do a live and something goes wrong. Wow, that was nutty. Did you all see that? I hope you did. Hope you caught that. You could replay that sucker. Oh my goodness, that was not pretty. That was like, that should be an overspray. Do not. We're going to give us a little taste. Did I achieve crema? Yeah. Crema achieved. Not a lot. Again, these are old beans. This is light roast. I told you I probably had to dial it in, and I am not kidding. That was like someone turned on the faucet and let it all come out. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the TDS on this thing is a 9. Let me show you. Let's give this a little taste. This is what I deserve for my first coffee in the morning. Yeah, man, that was totally nuts. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, guys, let's give this thing a little taste. We have to. I have a feeling this isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. Okay. Believe it or not, if I would have told myself I was making a longo or an Americano, I would be pretty impressed. I'm not joking with you. This is light roast. This is a Rwanda. So this is very bright. It's very juicy. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. So this is a good example of, you make a shot that's kind of nasty looking with overspray and you're like, oh my gosh, this is, every time, guys, when I make this, I'm not joking with you. And sometimes I make little memes of it in my videos. And those of you who watch my channel and watch my videos know this. I think of James Hoffman watching my videos and giving me that very British, what? type look. And I say that in respect and love. Like, I love James Hoffman. I've learned so much from watching his videos. When I first worked in a cafe, it was in the early 2000s. So I think when he won, it was pretty close to when I was still kind of in that arena. And I tell you, he's one of my favorites. There's a reason why Lance calls him Coffee Daddy. Cracks me up. He's like the OG. But yeah, I think of, when I make shots like that, I think of either Lance or James having that look like, what? But this is a good example of ugly shot tastes good. So ugly shot, not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but man, that actually tastes pretty good. Yeah, it's bright. And has like some very juicy feel. Tastes like kind of fruity. But it was actually delicious. I'm not gonna knock it too much. It wasn't my perfect shot. No, I'll be the first one to tell you that. But this is actually pretty decent. All right, guys, let's do another. Let's move on a little bit because I think we answered the question: can this thing do light roast? Yes, it can. Just don't do it the way I just did it. Dial it in. I wish, honestly, guys, if I had more beans on that bag, I would be dialing this in. And I'm one of those folks that as soon as I figure out I have a bad shot, I want to start making things that are better. So you all know who watch my lives. I tend to, okay, let me figure this out. Let me do it this way. But yeah, I would. Those are pretty much. I'm done with that bag. So would not be. I couldn't. I don't think I can get 2 grams out of that thing. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do a good old faithful. Um, I've been talking a lot about the sweet brews, and I'm telling you guys, I have been getting awesome results. And as far as game changer, the golden age of grinders. I'm telling you guys, this is something I've been really blowing my mind with. Okay, so much about your grinder is this. Okay, and you guys have heard me talk about this before. It's your burrs. I'm telling you right now, your burrs are the number one, probably most important thing when it comes to a real 64 millimeter flatbread grinder. I upgraded and I did a video putting LeBrew burrs on there. Here's the stock burrs, and these are very similar to what came in probably Gen 1 of DF64. Now they use the diamond coating. This is a very stock stock steel burr. And this stock steel burr is what's in the Mokkom. This is the burrs that came out of the Mokkom. So this Mokkom right here, these are the burrs that came out of it. The burrs that are inside it are sweet burrs. So these sweet burrs have this amazing design, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out just so you guys can see it, because I feel like I need to do that to give it some justice here. Let's see. Sorry, just trying to set my tripod in a not crazy way. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and let's show you the burrs, okay? Because these burrs are crazy. So this Mokkom you can get for about $180, $200. I think it's where it's sitting right now on Amazon. Guys, I do have links in here for it. The way the affiliate links work is you never pay more for it, but a small portion does go back to help support the channel. So definitely always appreciate that. It helps me buy beans. That's the most important thing. As we all know, there's a reason why I talk about budget stuff, because this espresso habit can be kind of expensive at times. And that's kind of the point of this video, is it's like we're in that era of really getting affordable stuff that makes a big difference. So here is the Mokkom. Okay, these burrs are amazing. So what they're based off of is they're based off of cast burrs from another machine. It's, what is it, the Diddy machine? Diddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it starts with a D, guys. I'm sorry, it's still early for me. But there's another machine, and I think it's 83 millimeters that this was originally based off of. If you guys want some great history, go to the Coffee Chronicler, Asher's YouTube channel, and his website, his blog is crazy. Hey, Tommy, his blog is awesome. He is a journalist who has gone down the coffee rabbit hole. And guys, I have so much respect for his professionalism and his well-written fact-finding that just blows my mind. So I'm telling you guys, he's the expert. But he's got a great article about these and other LeBrew burrs. But these burrs are game changers, in my opinion. They're 100% game changers. So this unique type of breakers really just produces a very sweet, but still having clarity uh, espresso and pour over. I can tell you guys this right now. I will probably do a big video on these, comparing all of them down the road. But I'm going to give you the spoiler right now. These are my favorite. These are absolutely amazing. And I do mean that. They're a game changer. So what I installed in my Shardor 64 are multi-purpose burrs. And let me grab those really quick, just so you can kind of see the two. I wasn't planning on doing this. It's one of those things I do in the lives that kind of, I never know what I do. So let me grab the multi-purpose. I have it back here, so let me just move it around. Yep. Okay. So the multi-purpose really gives you a lot of clarity, and it's really great for pour over. A lot of people, Brew calls her multi-purpose. They're pour over burrs. So a lot of folks do pour overs. This is what they're going to gravitate towards, and I would recommend it 100% if you're a pour over person. Okay. But I'm a pour over person, but in my heart, I would think I'm more espresso forward. Not that I don't love my pour overs. I do a pour over every day. But these are clone burrs. And they're clone burrs of the most popular burr out there, SSP. And I will say this, and I've said it before. Guys, buy SSP if you can. Please don't be like me. Don't be cheap. If you want the best quality, get SSP. If you're very budget conscious, I won't tell if you don't tell. I don't think there's anything wrong, but I do believe in supporting those who've really done a great job. And I know that SSP is definitely the standard bearer. I just know that price-wise for me, they're out of my budget. I wish it wasn't, but it's true. So here's the SSP. This is the multi-purpose. This is the titanium red. Here is the Brew cast, not cast, excuse me, CNC machined sweet burr. So as you can see, these breakers are definitely different, okay? And because of this burr geometry, this is what really gives you that difference in the cup. This is that night and day difference here. So you're going to get clarity. You're going to be able to taste things that probably you didn't taste before. You know, good stuff. You know, this, again, same thing. But I feel like for espresso, to me, this is way more sweet and delicious. I'm just telling you that right now. For espresso, this one wins out, in my opinion. Now, not everyone's opinion, but in my opinion, that's the one I'd personally recommend. But here's the thing. Tommy, I totally agree with you. I'm just reading Tommy's comment. Tommy says, money saved on gear means more money on beans. Brother, I couldn't agree with you more. And that's kind of the thing. And I think that's kind of one of the problems, is that everyone kind of gets focused, hyper-focused on, I got to have the best gear. They get FOMO. They want like the best of the best of the best. They want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. But at the end of the day, what matters in your cup is your beans. So I couldn't agree more. Now, again, I buy cheap beans too. But that's why, again, supporting your local roasters, that's a paramount thing. But yeah, guys, so these sweet burrs have just been absolutely phenomenal, and I'm loving them 100%. I have them in the Mokkom here. So this Mokkom, about 200 bucks. The burrs, basically, we're looking at $100. I think even with shipping, it came out to about $120. And guys, so you're looking, for this, I'm in it for about $300, but this is crazy good. If I were to get even a DF64, and then get the cast burrs, you're looking at 4 to 600 bucks. You know, 600 bucks, do the quick math. You know, that's crazy. Half the price, and you're getting something really great quality. Yeah, I mean, I think to answer that question, are we living in kind of that golden age of grinders and being able to make espresso at home? Yeah, I think so. For sure. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put this on my other grinder because I don't want to forget about it later. I'm going to pull that shot. We're going to do a shot on the sweet brews. If you guys haven't picked one of these Mokkom or Shardors up and you're thinking about it, it's really the time to grab one. I have a really good friend of mine who just made these awesome bean hoppers. And we were just talking about how he was talking about when he got the Shardor, how it kind of changed his game when it came to how he made coffee at home. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I did too. That really, this was my first real 64 millimeter flapper grinder. I'm going to be honest, guys, it really did make such a big difference in my game. What I was using before, I have it right here. Let me show you what I was using before. Because that's interesting. So what I used before I got this bad boy, okay, was my Shardor conical Burr grinder. And that's kind of, oh, what a night and day difference. Totally a night and day difference, guys. The conical Burr grinder isn't bad, but it basically, oh man, I'm dropping tons of stuff on the side here. Got really dirty pretty fast, and I had to really, I had to say it a lot. People would be like, what do you mean baby it? I had to baby it because, oh goodness, dropping stuff. This thing is old and dirty right now because I haven't really used it in a long time. But this is a conical Burr grinder, 38 millimeter. And I actually have a brand new one in the box that I've been really trying to do a giveaway, and I haven't had a chance to figure out the giveaway thing. But I have one sitting right next to me that's brand new that I was hoping to give away on the channel. And guys, this, even doing this was a big step up. So I'm just saying that, you know, there's definitely, as I drop stuff, there's definitely ways to do things, you know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, don't be discouraged. If you're just thinking about getting into coffee, this is the time. Jump into it now. You know, jump into making coffee and enjoying stuff because you really, it's like a game changer moment. All right, guys, let me just make sure I got this zeroed out correctly. There we go. I want to make sure I got my 0 point. Yep, there we go. Cool. Just make sure I had that correct. And I'm going to push this off to what I had it before. Oh, yeah, I think that should be good. You know, every time I do this, I lose where I was at. So, man, I got to stop pulling this thing up and showing it. Because I lose the point of where I was at the time before, and then I make a crazy wild shot like I just did. Ah, goodness gracious. All right, guys, let's make another shot. I got to have a redemption arc here. You know, got to have a little redemption. I'll show you guys the puck. So I recently, ooh, dang, that's so hot. I recently changed out the puck screen in the shower head. Ooh, that got demolished. Never mind. And I'm telling you guys, I have been really experiencing some great improvement on just flow. So that definitely was worth it for 30 bucks. I'm going to call that a major win and definitely recommend all Gaggia owners do that. Someone had a really great question in the comments for that video. Someone was asking me if there was lead that was used and it was something they were kind of concerned with. Here's my advice on all that stuff. If you're ever concerned with lead, very barista, they have a great option. It's still. So just go with the very barista, okay? And they have the official IMS basket. I mean, excuse me, shower head. So it's going to be really good. Um, Alexis, one of my subscribers and viewers and good friend, was telling me on his Stralosa, he uses the IMS shower head. I have yet to buy an IMS shower head. I like what IMS does. I'm using an IMS basket right now as we speak, guys. They are the folks who are making all the gear in Italy, and a lot of the competition stuff is done through IMS. So if you're not familiar with who that is, that's who that is. They're awesome. It's pretty much one of the absolute standard bearers when it comes to coffee gear. So I cannot recommend them more. And I do think that that's something that everyone should think of. I didn't go with the IMS setup because I did want the brass. Most brass that's done in commercial food grade stuff, okay, doesn't have that harmful lead components because there's EU laws from 2014. I did this whole deep dive. My wife is really into making sure things are lead free. So the other night I was talking to her about it. She's like, "You better do your research," and I did. I did a lot of research. Remember, the boiler in the E24 is made of brass. Not that the aftermarket part I was buying was done by Gaggia, but I'm just saying that that typically is the case. So, if it is ever a health concern, my wife's a cancer survivor. I always say, really do your due diligence and your research. And I can, even when I do this stuff, guys, you know, the insurance due to me, it always wants to say, check with manufacturers. I'm not a manufacturer, so really just do your due diligence because that is important. And it was a good fact. But yeah, I've been happy. Needless to say, I've been super happy. So let's go ahead. Just trying to think what I want to use in this. I haven't used my birdie beans in a while, and that tends to be a Crema bomb. So I think we're gonna do that. Okay. Again, this is. I hope I don't embarrass myself, y'all. Well, let's grab the beans first. I hope I have some wacky shot like I just made. Guys, I'll tell you the secret for lots of crema, robusta, 100%. So let's go ahead. Let's do a 20 grammer with robusta. And yeah, this is going to be major caffeine right here. This is like caffeine to the max. So yeah, let's get these 20 grams going. Okay. Let's try to make a good crema bomb, I guess. I say that now, man. I hope I don't jinx myself. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, these beans smell so delicious. This bag has been open for a week or so, but they have a good seal on it. Oh goodness, forgot to zero out. I really like Birdie. If you're looking for a good Robusta, I think they're a really good option for sure. Yeah, totally bull. 20 grams, totally bull. Well, I got that 20 gram IMS basket, so I gotta do it. 20.9. Let's try to get as close as possible. All right, one more. Let's take one bean off. Oh, so close. It drives me crazy. Sometimes just want that perfection. You can't get it. A big 20.1. I'll just take it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really love these beans, guys. They are a great brand, and they do a really good job. I've shared this story a couple times before. I grew up in Southern California. One of my absolute favorite coffee memories is I was hanging with my buddy. We were in LA, and his uncle owned a Vietnamese restaurant, and we wanted coffee. And he came out. First time I've ever saw fresh beans being grounded. I was young, guys. I was like in my, gosh, I must have been 20 or something, 2021. It was the first time I ever saw green beans. And like, I was like, whoa, coffee's green? You know, think about this Californian kid and think, oh, dude, coffee's green, nice. You know, that was kind of one of those situations. And I saw his uncle put the green beans into a giant roaster, but this roaster was done with, it was the craziest thing. It was so cool. He had a blowtorch and a giant turning compartment that he had made himself out of a giant mocha pot. And then he had built his own like thing, you know, for checking the beans. I forget what that's called, where you dip it into there. And I've seen videos of it. Go do research. There's a lot of videos of people doing that kind of stuff. But it's the first time I ever saw someone do it with my own eyes. And I got to smell the beans being roasted. And afterwards, he let it sit. It wasn't even like, I mean, this was like fresh. He didn't even let it sit for long. He ground those beans. The coffee geek in me now was like, you gotta let them rest. But he ground those beans and he added this condensed milk and made a Vietnamese style coffee. If anyone has ever not tried that, please go to a Vietnamese restaurant. Go to an authentic Vietnamese restaurant, have some pho, and go try some Vietnamese coffee. It will change your life. And it did. It changed my life. That sounds goofy, but it really did. It got me really thinking about things other than Starbucks, you know. Yeah, blew my mind. And yeah, so I really love that taste profile that you really get from Vietnamese coffee. It's like a deep cherry, chocolate cherry. I think about it as like a chocolate cherry. Have you ever got one of those chocolate cherries before? Definitely, that's what I think of. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go pretty fine with this. Again, we're doing the sweet brew. If I need to pull another shot, I'll have to because I got to get it right at least one time. I'm hoping I don't overshoot. Okay. I've got my catch cup. Let me make sure I got it nice and clean. Yep. Okay, we're going to do the catch cup right here. Again, thanks to Dave for making that 3D print for me. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's such a great maker community with the folks doing 3D printing in the espresso world. You know, it's just so cool. I love it when you 3D print parts. Been thinking about getting into that a little bit. All right, so we're nice and clear. Love the retention on this. These grinders are so light. You guys see this. I have it on top of my Gaggia Classic Pro. So it's pretty light. Okay. If you're ever, I was just seeing if I had another catch cup. If you're ever worrying about retention, they do pretty good. These are really great machines. Shardor is awesome. The Mokkom is really good. Had a lot of folks ask me which one I would prefer. They're like brothers. So I had to finish this coffee, guys. They're both a great choice. And I don't think you're wrong going either way. It comes down to how you want to accessorize and which look you prefer. Do you prefer the stainless? Are you okay with plastic? There's folks that message me, guys, about that grinder, the Shardor, that ask me all these questions about plastics. And I keep thinking, if you're worried about plastics, please don't get this one. You know, and I get it. I get it, the mindset. The interior is all metal, so the chamber's completely metal. Your beans never touch plastic in any way, so that it's really awesome. Very similar to like a DF64 or DF54, but the outside's plastic. So I'll take the savings personally. But I guess that's just me. I will save the money. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get this nice and clean. Hopefully I get some redemption over that first shot, guys. A little embarrassing. just a tad. Just a tad. I'm not going to hurt my pride too much, right? Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, let's do some WDT. Okay. Yeah, it's when you use this, you could feel how fun it gets fast. This feels fine. I hope I don't choke the machine. I did do the 9-bar replacement. And I've been liking that, and I did see a difference. So if you do have a Gaggia, the gentleman I bought this from, he told me he never modified anything, and of course he got it from Whole Lotta Latte Love as a refurb. I was glad he didn't modify it because I'm glad I'm the first one to get in there. But it was kind of funny when he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, this thing pulls really great espresso. I don't really feel the need to change the bar in the OPV." And I don't disagree with that. I really don't. I think the Gaggia Classic is one of those kind of good old faithfuls. And if you're looking for a good old faithful at a good price, this is as close as you'll ever get to having just a good old faithful, okay? So reliable, so good. But I'm also the guy that my Honda, when I was in high school and college, I upgraded everything I could. I put in the strut bars, new wheels, I had the spoiler. Don't judge me. I changed the lights out. I did everything. Manifold. I think we changed out the manifold thing. That's what I love about this. So if you want to take it to that next level, you 100% can. You don't have to. It's kind of choose your own adventure. You know, let's put this puck screen right up top. So even with 20 grams, this is a 20-gram basket. You guys see there was a lot of headspace. So there's actually a pretty good amount of headspace. So this basket, you could really, if you wanted to push the limits, you could. You know, that's not what I recommend necessarily, but hey, you want to experiment? Have at it, because it's worth experimenting every now and then. All right, guys, let's see how this works. I hope I don't embarrass myself. Oh man, I need a rabbit's foot in my pocket here. All right, guys, let's see. Let's pull this shot. So this is the Mokkom, which is the brother of the Shardor, and this is the Sweet LeBrew Burrs. Okay, so let's go and pull this. 20 grams in. Please don't choke. Yes, do not choke. All right. So we're at 15-16, definitely 1-to-2 ratio. It's 20 grams. I'm going to let this go a little bit higher than I normally do. So usually do about 30. I'm going to stop at about 45 this time. There we go. 46 and 33 seconds. I dig it. I love getting something that you want to get done actually happen. There's something good about that feeling. Look at that crema. Look at that crema, y'all. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? That's the crema bomb, my friends. Could you get more crema? Probably yes, but I am happy with that amount of crema. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. Look at that. Oh man, that is just delicious. Love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's get the refractometer. Let's give it a little test. And guys, this is not for science. I know that there's going to be crema in this because this has a lot of crema. Trying to get from the bottom. If you had a dropper or a syringe, you would be better off. I know. Okay, so let's go ahead. Test this just out of pure curiosity. So again, 45 grams of water. If I would have done an 18, this would have been even less, or would have been more. What am I talking about? 11.40. I'll definitely take that. That's definitely right in that espresso zone. It's right where I want to be. Let's do the best part. Let's give this bad boy a taste. Cheers, my friend. Solange, salute, wherever you are. Wow. Okay. I've never tried this coffee with this Burr set. Okay. I have not with the sweet Burrs. So, again, this is using, sorry guys, I was trying to show you all my grinder here. So this is using the Mokkom. These are the sweet burrs, okay? So that's what this was using. And I'm telling you guys, this is a completely different experience than what I've had before with these beans, and I've pulled these beans a lot. So the mouthfeel is different. It tastes like, have you ever got water? Oh, it's going to be a bad way of saying it, and I feel bad for saying this to my other brewers. It's kind of like if you took tap water and then you put it through reverse osmosis, and there was more clarity, or you went from drinking from the hose. Oh, that's bad. I shouldn't say that. To drinking bottled water. There's a really good clarity in this, and a lot of that, like I said before, there's that cherry note, chocolate cherries definitely coming through. But the difference is it's clearer and it's more like even. That's the best way to put it. It's more even. Absolutely delicious. I'm so happy with that. I'm beyond happy with it. You guys, these burrs are phenomenal. I had, like I said, I have it in the Mokkom here, but you could install any of these burrs into the Shardor 64 millimeter flat burr. That's the one I have right back there. That's the OG famous one that everyone's been talking about. I remember I was on one of Lance's lives and I was like, when are you going to talk about the Shardor 64? And he didn't answer the live. It's really cool. I love when he does lives like that. He has the unfiltered channel. And I'm glad he finally covered it because a lot of people got to see it. And I'm telling you guys, this is one of the best grinders, a game changer grinder. That's the Shardor 64 back there. This is the big brother right here. This is that commercial class stainless, or excuse me, aluminum chassis. Okay. So that's this one right here. Okay, sorry guys, trying to readjust my stuff here. Sorry. Oh my goodness. There we go. So that's this grinder, and it is awesome. So definitely one I'm going to recommend for sure. Guys, go watch my full video on that because it's definitely been a really cool one. I'm super happy to have it, but you could swap the burrs. These burrs could go in anything, and they don't have to be one particular. You could put them in your DS64, put them everywhere. So definitely really, really cool. Hey, oh, hey, man, I'm reading your comment, Robert. You have a King grinder. Oh, cool. K6 before the Shardor. Oh, yeah. The King grinder is awesome. It's one that I haven't had a chance to use myself, and I actually been really wanting to, and I'm hoping one day I can get my hands on one. They really are awesome. They do such a good job. I'm a big Time War fan. Oh, man, I hope I don't drop my grinders. I love my Time War. This was my buddy that I used for 6 months straight before I bought my electric. One of my favorites, and one I recommend to everybody because I feel like they've been really cool, is the Movo. I love the stuff they do with the pour-over systems, but this Movo has just been awesome. Look how smooth that is. Really, really great grinder. But yeah, the King is awesome. Everybody, I've never heard one bad thing from the King grinders. I constantly hear people talk about him, and I think it's a great place to start. Every one of my friends that I talk to, you know, on the day-to-day, I tell them, hey, I got this YouTube channel. I talk about coffee. So they'll start saying, well, what kind of grinder should I get? And first thing I'll say is, what can you afford? Because that's kind of the point. And if they say they can't afford a lot, I tell them get a hand grinder. Because you could take that with you on trips. You could do pour-overs with it. Goodness, my son has, he has the Gemilai conical burr grinder that they have. Oh man, I'm trying to figure out the name of it. I'm trying to remember the name. It goes with my owl. Okay. We have that in the kitchen. He uses his hand grinder to grind most of his pour-overs. And anytime he does espresso, maybe he'll use the Gemilai, but he's using his Time War hand grinder, the C2. And the other day, I literally asked him, like, buddy, do you want me to pull the Shardor in the kitchen? Because I was thinking of putting multi-purpose burrs in there." And he's like, "No, Dad, I like that feeling of grinding the beans. I love the way it smells." And I was having one of those aha moments as a dad where I'm like, "Oh, I did a good job." He gets it. The kid gets it. He actually gets it. He's about to turn 18 next month. And I'm just thinking, I did something right. Yes. He's listening. But anyway, guys, that's kind of the thing. You could go with hand grinders and all that. I did the video pretty recently on this grinder, which is amazing. This is the conical DC63. In my opinion, in my brain, it's not budget, but it really is budget in comparison to the other stuff out there. But one of the videos that I did, I'm gonna grab it right now, very, very recently, and was by request by one of y'all, was this grinder. And I'm gonna tell you guys this, I'm still blown away by it. My son's taken the bellows and put it on the Gemilai, but this Amaze Chef grinder has been extremely stable. It's a 38 millimeter conical burr. It's totally made of plastic in every way. All the parts are plastic, but even the chute comes out like, a DF style grinder. There's certain mechanics in this that are really thought out, and the consistency on it is crazy. And right now, I want to say on Amazon, it's $80. So even if someone wanted to get started, there's options. I think the biggest thing is that folks need to have, got my marker for when I test my burrs. I think the biggest thing is folks need to have is the right expectation on how long something they get budget might last. The May Chef, all plastic build, have good expectations on that. That's the only thing I'd ever give advice on. Something like this, $250, cast aluminum, all metal. This could be something that could last like a Super Jolly. In the beginning of my video, I talked about how I really wanted a Super Jolly, and I've been doing research on buying one. Yeah, on the secondary market, $500 to $600. I still might buy one because I have that nostalgia of when I first worked in the cafe. And I would like to compare an old one comparison to something like this, just to do it side by side, because I think that's cool. But that's what having a grinder like this is kind of getting you for $250. You're kind of in that class. But yeah, guys, this is a crazy time. We live in a wild time. There's tons of good stuff out there. Guys, I really appreciate you so much. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Today, we are so close to 10,000. I'm going to tell you guys, again, I really appreciate you so much in doing this. Here's my dirty shower head from the Gaggia. Guys, I do this because I like to nerd out with you. And if you like to nerd out with me, make sure you're hanging out with me. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. There is a whole bunch of you that message me every now and then. And I'm telling you guys, I really appreciate that. You're always more than welcome to message me. If I don't respond for some reason, just because I'm really busy, but I will get to you. I will get to you. And I'm telling you guys, I dig that, because that's the reason why I'm trying to do all this, is just kind of connect a little more. I miss being in that cafe environment, and it's just really cool today with the way the internet works. It's so easy to get connected. We live in a time where there's not an excuse not to jump into a hobby or not to learn a new thing. Sorry, guys, I'm just knocking this out while we're talking. This is IMS. There's a lot of information. Join groups. Join a Facebook group. Join a Reddit group. Join Discord. There's tons of great information out there. This is an awesome community. Yeah, I've had other hobbies before that I've been really into, guys, and I've done other things, obviously. But I'm going to tell you, this community is so cool because it's a mixture of folks who've either owned cafes or worked in a cafe or enjoy entertaining and just talk about fun stuff. And I'm telling you guys, this is one of the best communities I've ever been involved in. And I appreciate y'all. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Today's Monday. I have a lot of important things to do, but I just wanted to chill with y'all because this is where I kind of escape. So you guys have a great one. Thanks for hanging out, okay?